Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and man, I can't wait to get this information out to you. I've been spending a lot of hours on this, and I can't wait to get this out. And so I want to get right to it, but I want to say first, this is a huge video. This is probably the culmination of all my over 5 years since I was woken up by the Lord as far as the end times are coming and all this that's about to happen, the transition going into the tribulation and the two births. So please watch my previous video for the exact time frames of the days of with the Apple roll, May 1st through May 13th. And I changed the name of my last video to match with this one better. It's called iPad Goat 2 uh, split wide open. iPad Go 2 split wide open. It's a Mayday Mayday. The reason I'm saying Mayday Mayday is because the reason for Mayday 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 or whatever when something's going down is it's United States going down on each one is a Mayday, a day in May. So the first one is May 8th, which is the attack on probably New York and Thin and possibly Jerusalem. And the splitting of the apple has to do with Jerusalem as well, or Israel in general, maybe Jerusalem because New York and Jerusalem are sister cities. And then we have 511/512, the tsunamis, that's a Mayday or Maydays. And then we have 513, which is the nuclear attack on United States, which is a Mayday as well. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Okay, so, and it actually begins, this whole process begins on May 1st, whether May 1st, and we may have something on May 4th, and we're definitely going to see something on May 7th as far as possibly Kilauea going off with lava and that kind of stuff, and maybe even, Stinky BO attacked the former 44th Prez. So anyway, I'm going to get to that. So watch my first video if you haven't seen it. It's very important. I cannot wait to show you this stuff. This is incredible. I may have the complete solve of this whole thing now. Again, this is my grand guess, but man, this is just insane. I cannot believe what the Lord's led me to in the past couple weeks, past few days. It's been phenomenal. And again, some of this information I've had for like 2 weeks, and I've just had to find ways to put things together. And I needed final touches and more understanding on each thing so I can present it to you perfectly. So the best way I can, the best way I can actually, the perfectly as I can come up with, basically. So here we go: 2 moons, 2 births, 2 passovers. So let's start with 2 births. And I've talked about this for a long time, since over a year and a half. It's been since I started my first YouTube video, August 5th, day after Barack Obama's birthday. In fact, again, I've said this before. The Lord told me He wanted me to start it on Barack Obama's birthday in 2018, and I didn't even realize it until months later. I look back, I can't believe this. And I'm talking about him being one of the births, the dark birth of the yin and yang symbol, and the light side of the yin and yang being the light birth, being the male, and then Barack Obama being the female side or the effeminate side, or and all these other things. Both symbols of the yin and yang I've shared several times, many times. So let's get into this. So basically, months before, I don't know. I was going to get the timing on this, but we found out we were pregnant, and me and my wife. And this was after. This is months after I was doing videos already on the. I called them the two sides of the coin, dark and light side of the coin. I also called them twin births. So then we realized we were pregnant, and we got an ultrasound. And this ultrasound, we were just going to take. We couldn't afford the 3D, version. And the guy's like, "Oh, hey, let me get you a couple 3D pictures." And he just did it for free. And the first picture we even saw of either one of the ultrasounds was this one right here. And immediately I saw this. And then the Lord said to me, literally, the Lord said to me, yin and yang. And I didn't even come up with it. He said it. And so you see how this guy over here, which is my son, he came out first. I'm not getting to their names right now, actually, for different reasons. So anyway, both of my sons right here, and this is kind of a darker on this side. This is light on this side. Again, I'm not saying one's evil, one's good. It's just the representation of a twin birth. Okay, and this is part of my message. And I've known about this timing when they were born and all that stuff for now, getting close to a year now. But I wasn't sure exactly what it meant, if that meant the actual time or whatever and all that. So let me keep going here. So then after that ultrasound, it was about a month. I had a job for a while, driving for different people, different clients that I had, and clients I had obtained over some time. And here I was driving one day, and this was probably about a month, I'm gonna guess, after that ultrasound, and I saw this license plate. It said 2 TWO 511, and it's like when the Lord communicates with you in different ways. Sometimes he's either through talking to you, information, knowing something, different things. People get it through different ways. I'm gonna talk through some of those things in this video. Okay, one of those ways is he's showing me stuff on license plates sometimes, different messages, and I'd be in front of all kinds of license plates would be in front of me, hundreds in a day or whatever. Sometimes I wouldn't even notice any of them or see any of them. And then when certain ones stick out, he gets your attention somehow. I can't explain it. In fact, when I'm looking for him, I can't find anything. I'm looking for some kind of message. I'm like, what's a message? It never, I've tried it many times. It's like when I'm not even looking for it, and then it hits for what's going on. There's so many times, and I've shared those in some videos. But this TWO 511, and then I said, like, Lord, what are you saying? Are you saying that the 2 will be born on 5/11? May 11th, because we knew the timing for their the rough idea of the timing for their births, since we knew about the pregnancy and everything, was going to be the end of April, maybe going to the beginning of May, possibly. Okay, so that was really kind of the end of April, but we're thinking, okay, it could go a little farther. But so 5/11, I'm going, could that be? You're telling me the birth of them, and then also, are you saying that's when the birth of the man-child into heaven and the birth of the Antichrist, as I've been sharing, is? Because that represents my twins, and I knew about that already when I knew I was getting twins. And I'm like, I don't know, we'll see and everything. Well, he led me to look up 5/11 in the Hebrew and also in the Greek in Strong's Concordance. And I haven't been a huge fan of that, or that idea. People have had a lot of success and messages from God with that. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, maybe. But then when I did this, I was a believer 100%, because I could not believe, and you won't believe what this says. So 5/11 in Hebrew, in the Strong Concordance in Hebrew, is Elkanah. Elkanah, okay, and El is God, and then Kana is something else. I'm going to get into that. And then 5/11 is Anoteros. Anoteros in Greek is 5/11. So what he showed me is that in Hebrew and Greek, the message, what they are, form a sentence and a message about 5/11. And this blew my mind. I could not believe it. So 5/11, Elkanah is God has taken his possession. And then 5/11 in Greek is to a higher place. And I could not believe it. I thought that might be the message. I don't know. I'm like, maybe it's a date, maybe it's not. I don't know. But this was an incredible message. God has taken his possession to a higher place. And again, when I was new in the Lord, almost 30 years ago, I'm going on my 30th year, 29th year, going almost 30 years now that I've been born again. And he showed me the first couple months I was a believer. I didn't know anything about the Bible. I had 2 dreams about rapture. And I was up in the Holy of Holies, and I saw the thrones, and it was just insane. I could not believe. I didn't even know what I was looking at, because I didn't know the Bible. I'd never read Revelation in my life, and all this stuff. And then to bring it all the way to this time, and that he is basically showing me that possibly the time of birth, the message that we'll be taken up out of this place, and all this stuff, is really godly. It's amazing. And if the people that don't believe in rapture, or they don't believe it's going to be sooner, before and all that, wow, you're missing out. I mean, all the things the Lord has shown me over the years with dreams, visions, the word, it's all over in the Word. It's multiple groups. And that talks about, that's why there's still people here when things are going on. And there's people that leave and come back. We're going to be his arrows, the faithful. We're going to be his arrows, the bride. And it's split up into 2 different groups there as well. But not getting into all that. So I'm going to have links in the description box, like I have for the last several videos, of some of these different subjects. Raptures, the innocent taken first, the innocent children will be taken first, and then the 144 and all this stuff. So that'll be in the links in the description box. So I'm not just saying this stuff. I've studied this stuff, just like the stuff I'm going to show you. I've studied it. I know it. I have all kinds of examples. I don't just say, hey, this is what I believe. I have a lot of background, a lot of evidence, a mountain of backing of all this stuff I'm saying. I don't just do that because a lot of things have been shown originally by the Lord somehow. And then my thing is, I think a lot of people need evidence because that is the Western mindset. We want evidence. We want evidence, okay? And it helps to get evidence to go, okay, God is real. God is about evidence. He wants the proof of your faith. He wants to prove your faith to you. He wants you to see evidence. And that's what the Bible says, actually. So here we go. Keep going. And then 511 means my twins came home. So I realized that the reason I missed something here. So basically, when I saw the license plate, and then here we got months until the birth is going to come. And then I had some family, and we all thought, hey, let's all guess when the date's going to be. Well, based on my license plate, I'm like, I think the twins are going to be born on 511, And I'm thinking you might be telling me that. Well, it actually was that they came home on 510. I'm sorry, they were born on 510. And then they came home on 511. So that has to do with going home, going to heaven. And then, but for a long time, I'm like 510, especially a couple of weeks ago, the Lord actually, I was doing something, I was thinking about this time frame, looking at different time frames, looking at April still, looking at May, looking at June and July. And like I do, I'll look at these timeline possibilities and take all this stuff I know and throw it at that and try to knock these. I'll try to knock out time frames and say, okay, this can't work from what I know and everything. This can't work. And then I'm thinking about some of this stuff, and the Lord just says, you're missing something. And I love it how He talks to me sometimes like that. Like He's my friend. He's right next, right beside me. You're missing something. I go, what do you mean? He goes, he said the birth of the twins. And I go, yeah. And he goes, when was that? And I said, 510. He goes, what does that mean? And I'm like, he said it to me like I would say it to other people. Because when I talk to my friends, with a lot of different friends of mine, they're not huge into numbers like me. And so I'll say, I'll say this and go, what have I said about that? Or what does that mean? And they won't know. And I'm like, okay, well, this is what this means, especially with numbers. And so I'm like, oh, that's what it means. 510 is really 5-1 because you take away the 0. It's 5-1. So the birth, and that confirmed what I was already looking at is 5-1 through 5-13. And it was just phenomenal. I could not believe it. And then he said, your birth is May 1st. And I was like, and I don't even know what that means exactly, but I know that is the birth of the Antichrist and the birth of the manchild. Somehow it's some kind of symbolic thing. Maybe it's spiritual. Maybe it's, I don't know. I can't explain it, but that's what he said to me. And I'm like, wow. He goes, it's going to be realized on 511 when you're birthed into heaven. So the enemy's doing his version of the Antichrist birth from 5-1 to 5-11 and then 5-13 when he's revealed on the earth. And that's when also 5-13 is when, 5-11 is when the 144 are taken and the innocent. And then 5-13, you don't have to believe any of what I say, but I'm giving you the message and you'll see when it happens. Then 5-13 is when the bride of Christ is taken up, the rest of the remnant. And most Christians that don't know Jesus will be left here to go through tribulation to work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. And some have other missions and things as well. But so here we go. Then that's 5-11, and then 5-13 is the rest is the bride. So this all represents birth. 5-1, 5-11, 5-13. Each of these days are birth. So that's Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Also, these are all Maydays. Okay, here we go. Next thing. So this is really crazy because the real birth of Israel, I believe, wasn't, they say it physically was May 14th, which is crazy because May 13th that I'm talking about will make a day before the next anniversary day or the next birthday of Israel, which will make it technically 73. I think, but 72 years full, but the 73rd birthday, I guess, or whatever. That's what you'd say, right? And that's crazy. Then you add 7 years of tribulation. It's crazy. So, but that's also what was crazy about May 13th being the end of my cycle here, of the 13-day cycle. Also, May 14th makes it a 14th day, which God's related to the 14s as well. But what really happened, I think what's really going on with the birth of Israel has to do with 1949. In fact, there was a blood moon tetrad that was 1949 Passover in Sukkot, and then 1950 Passover in Sukkot. I think it was pointing out the spring of 1949 in this time frame. But I think possibly the real, maybe even the very beginning and birth, and maybe the beginning of creation was on around this time in February, the second month. So anyway, here's Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion and his wife Paula and the IDF chief of staff arriving at the two bish. Oh my gosh, I'll say this word. Tu Bishvat is the Day of Trees, a tree planting ceremony. Okay, and that was in 1949. On guess what? And here he is planting a tree right there. And that has symbolic of Israel being planted. This was the first Knesset that came into power basically in the beginning of Israel, and I think that has to do with Israel's real birth and the planting of trees, which is on February 14th, 1949. Now, February 14th is, we know what that is as Americans. It's Valentine's Day. That's why there's all these hearts and Valentine hearts all over iPad Goat, because that is the day. Okay, and so I think there's a lot to that. Plus, that was the day then. That was the Day of Trees. And then this year, 2020, February 14th, was the Day of Trees as well. So I think it has to do with beginning. And trees have to do with humans as well. It's really crazy, but there's a lot there. And birth and everything. So let me show you how this equates. So then, as far as that event, so basically the first sitting of the Constituent Assembly was held. Joseph, I don't want to say his name, was elected as Speaker of Assembly. So basically, the Knesset started on February 14th. This is listed as 14th of February, 1949. And look at the bottom down here, on the very bottom. Israel was accepted in the United Nations 11/5, or May 11th, or the 11th of May, 1949. Now that's a huge day, and I'm talking about May 11th being a huge attack, tsunami day, and everything, being the birth of Stinky BO. Here we go. All right, and then, so what does that mean? So this is the birth. So again, this is a representation of the birth of the man-child into heaven with the Revelation 12 sign that happened. Jupiter went into Virgo on November 20th, 2016, and bounced around retrograde motion inside, which is amazing. Came out between her legs down there on September 9th, 2017. So this represents the birth of the man-child. But unfortunately, also, because the enemy rips off everything God does for his own benefit, because he wants to cover this up and what this really means and what this really is going to be. He's going to cover up with what's coming with martial law and everything. As of right now, April 5th, things are tightening up more and more, and you're going to see it tighten more and more up to the May times. End of April, beginning of May, it's going to get really tight. It's going to get locked down completely. Okay, our country, the United States, and other parts of the world. Okay, so, but that's also the birth of the Antichrist, because, for example, that planet inside is Jupiter. Jupiter is the god Jupiter, and Jupiter is also another name for Nimrod. It's another name for Osiris. All these other religions, they have the same god, and Jupiter is the god Jupiter. It's also Helios, like Heliofont, the birth of Helios. Is what Heliofont means, or the sun child, or whatever, that made iPad Goat 2. Okay, so that's for both. Now keep that in mind. That's for both. So the date of birth technically was, I knew, and I've always known there's something to this, 9/9/2017. And here it is. Check this out. Again, it's both, but I'm going to show you how it relates to both. Okay, but here we go. So September 9, 2017 to that February 4th, the Day of Trees, I'm saying, was 888 days. Incredible. Again, God's numbers, when I say again, I mean the things I've said in the past. You know, God's numbers are his numbers. The enemy rips off those numbers, and everything else God does, the enemy rips off, as I'm showing. So there's like a light side of the coin and a dark side of the coin, but it's the same coin in a sense. But God has created all these things for good, and the enemy's turned it for evil, and that's what numbers are. God is a numerologist, like to the nth degree. If you don't know that, you need to wake up. Numbers are all over the Bible, but they have to be biblical and right and correct and everything. But then the numbers the enemy uses are for his own designs, and they rip off God, and he tries to distort what God's done with his numbers, of course. So then from February 14th to May 11th, I'm saying, which is the birth, in the water birth is the birth that I said my twins came home, and we're going home. The 144 and the innocent is 88 days. It's crazy. This is not by chance. Okay, so it's like he gave till that time is an ending point of February 14th, and then said 88 days, and boom, we're out. Okay, this is really crazy. And then if you go from February 14th to May 1st, again, it's the beginning of the whole process. May 1st, it's 77 days, so that we have the 77 as well. So this is really crazy how this all works out. Now, this is some mind-blowing stuff I'm going to show you here coming up. And I have some phenomenal evidence of this, okay? And I'm hoping you see it because it is blowing me away right now. I mean, it's been for days. Okay, so here we go. We have May 11th, 2020, in my 13-day process here, starting from May 1st to May 13th. And it's also, again, May 11th is really the third month. May is the third month to the elites, like I've said 1,000 times. March is the first month, April is the second month, May is the third month. So that's also why it's 311. And that's a big reason why I had that always in the back of my mind for a year and a half, actually, because I knew that was the case. And so I thought about, but I had to have all these things come together, and that's the 132nd day of the year. Now check this out. This is mind-blowing. So oh, I missed a slide here. Oh, no, I was just showing how this was. Okay, so just showing how this is 88 days. Okay, now how does that relate to Back to the Future and the DeLorean and everything? Remember 88? Marty McFly goes 88 miles in the DeLorean, 88 miles an hour in the DeLorean, right? Well, this is really important. So if you look at November 5th, okay, this is all the messaging, and it all relates to the same thing. Okay, all these things in media, movies, TV, everything, it all relates to the same thing. So November 5th, what's that? 11/5. You seeing something here? Well, but look at this. 1955 is easily compressed into 1 and 9 is 10, and so you take the 0 away, so it's 155. Well, what's interesting about 155 and 11/5 here, 11/5, this is how they do this as well. When you have 11/5, it's 11 times 5 is 55. Or 1 times 5 is 55. So it's two ways of doing the same thing. So they're showing you in this two ways of doing the same thing. 55, or also 5/5 is also 10, and then that makes it 1 and 1. So 1955 could be 155, or it could be 1/1. Okay, because 19 is really 1, because 1 times 9 is 10, take away the 0, and then 5 plus 5 is 10, again, take away the 0, so you have 11. Okay, so then we're going to add that 11, so you get the idea of 55 because it's 11 times 5, or 155, 1 times 55 is 55. So 55 is a code for 511, for example. Okay, so you take this 11, add it to the 511, so we have 11, 511. Well, what's that? Well, it's really a flipped mirror. It's an upside down and backwards. So, for example, let's just take, again, back to November 5th, 11/5. And then you put this little line right here. Let's say that's a little handle, and you just turn it over. You just spin it. So the 5 stays in the center, okay? Then we go to 511. So and that's the end. That's the 5th, and that is 1955, which is 11. So again, the whole thing is 511, 11/5, 511, and again, it's also 55, which is a code for 511. Okay, let's keep going with this. This is crazy. So now they take this. Now let's not only we're not going to flip it upside down and backwards. We're going to mirror it exactly. So we're going to put a mirror. So this line, white line here, is a mirror. So the mirror, this exactly from this side over this side, and this is going to be the midpoint where we flip it on top. Okay, so when you flip it on top, these gaps get filled in with this 5 and then overlaps. So it's 1811. Okay, so this is what they're hiding. This is why the attack code is also August 11th. And there was all the things that were attached to August 11th, which was Tisha B'Av and all that stuff. Or 11/8. And 11/8 and 11/8 is 236, which is in the explosions behind the death figure and iPad Goat. And I've showed that many, many times. Or twin attack codes, basically. 118, so you can basically look at it this way. 118 and 118 into the center. Or 811 and 811 out from the center. So it's however you look at it. So these 811 and 118s are attack codes. They're twin attack codes for both coasts, for many things. Twin, a lot of things. That's why they're into twin stuff, because it's all about yin yang. It's about the twin birth, even good and bad. They're considering the good as well. The bad guys are, because they have to. It's part of the whole narrative. It's part of what the reality is. But they're hiding what it really is. But they're talking about it in different ways. Okay, so And so that is, so also 811 or 11 8, 8 times 11, just like 5 times 11 was 55. 8 times 11 is 88. And again, the DeLorean went 88 miles an hour. So that's how the DeLorean in digital on the DeLorean going 88 miles an hour matches this. That's how these two, this is all the same message. It's 88, it's 511, it's 55. Okay, it's the whole message. It's really crazy. Hopefully you see that. Okay, and then proof of the mirroring is look at the front of the DeLorean. It's DeLorean Motor Company, okay, which is now defunct, of course, and all that, but these cars are still around here and there if you can snatch one up. DeLorean Motor Company is really looks like a C backwards, the DeLorean, the D, okay, right there. Okay, so, but it is a mirror. So if you put a mirror right in the center, it's mirrored. So that's an example of how on the outside they're doing what's on the inside of the DeLorean with the numbers and everything. So that's exact mirror. It's actually C backwards, M and C. In fact, the M is not even an M. It doesn't have a little thing. It's a different kind of M. So it mirrors exactly. So it's not the M with a little tail on it or whatever, because it looks more like a lowercase m anyway. So anyway, that gives you an idea that this is what they do. This is what they seek the demons that work behind people in media, movies, TV, all that kind of stuff that they use to hide their symbols and their imagery and their messaging and everything in numbers and letters and everything. Okay. So again, that is the birth of the man-child, which is again 9/9 is what I was talking about earlier. I'm going back to this for a second. So September 9th, 2017. Okay, so back to this. The 13th, and that's the flowering, that's of the Antichrist, okay? That's the final birth and revealing of the Antichrist to the world and the birth of the bride of Christ into heaven. So check this out. This is really crazy. So from September 9th to May 13th, that day is exactly 978 days. Well, why does that matter at all? It just so happens, are you ready for this? This is incredible. This is from the Lord. This just so happens to completely match Barack Hussein Obama in 978 in English gematria. And again, English gematria, simple gematria is A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. In English gematria, which they use a ton, is those times 6. So A equals, instead of 1 equals 6, B instead of 2 equals 12, and C instead of 3 equals times 3 is 18, and on and so forth. Okay, that's how, and it's crazy. This is all encoded. I've showed this 1,000 times, how he is encoded into so many things. I'm going to show you more. Hopefully that blows you away, because it blew me away. This is because that's his birth, and it tied, and we are us as well. The bride. Okay, this is the bride as well. Okay, so now I'm going to talk. I talked about 2 births. I'm going to talk 2 moons and 2 passovers. This is phenomenal as well, man. This is, hopefully you see this, because this is, I mean, I'm sure you will see this, but you got to see how amazing this is. This is incredible. I cannot believe this. So 2 moons. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description box, maybe 2 links. One's going to be of this lady's dream. And then another one, if I can find it again, I have it somewhere, is a link of multiple 2 moon dreams. Also, some people I know have had 2 moon dreams, like my wife as well. And she was wondering, God, and we were wondering for a long time, Lord, what is the deal with this? Why is he 2 moons? Is this going to be planet X and the moon's coming? Are different planets, which may mean that as well. We may be able to start seeing some stuff. That's definitely coming. And those who don't believe that, wow, you're going to be shocked, because I have so much evidence that's happening right now. These things are incoming. I've seen it. They're out there. I've seen them. I've literally seen them. And they're coming in. They're just being covered so much by chemtrailing and all kinds of stuff, and the equipment that NASA uses to cover them up. You'll see it. Just, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You're going to be. I'm just giving you a warning, so you don't have a heart attack when you see these things flying in the sky, and they're and something's like, for example, Planet X might be 50 times the size of the moon. And again, a lot of people have had dreams about all this, these planets that shown up, and they didn't know anything about what it was. That's an evidence that they were seeing something. They have no idea, and all these people having similar experiences when they didn't know what it was, and they had to look up, what is this thing? Oh, this is Planet X. Oh, this is Planet this. Oh, this is Nibiru. Oh, this is that. Oh, wow, what the heck is that? Didn't have any idea. Like me, when I saw that in a dream and in a vision, and other people, my daughter, when she was 4 years old, saw it. Planet 4 and 5 and 7 and whatever saw it, and when she first saw it, she didn't know what it was, and we didn't tell her. She didn't know what it was. We weren't even looking at this stuff. We weren't even looking at this stuff when she was 4 or 5. We started looking at this stuff 5 years ago. My daughter's 12 now. So she knew about end time stuff with dreams and stuff before we did. I mean, again, I have so much evidence. It's off the charts. So back to these two moons. So some people see the moons kind of equal side by side. Some see them kind of staggered. A lot of them see a big moon and a little moon. Like that. Okay. That's very common. Okay. And so I think what it is the big moon is the last super moon of 2020, which is April. Okay. And then the next full moon is in May, of course. Okay. But then this one particular lady that I have a link in the description box, she saw these two moons. And then she saw 14 on one, and then colon, and then 14. And I've been puzzling over this for over a year since I knew about it. And she had it back in 2018, I think. Anyway, link is going to be in the description box if you want to check it out. And 14 to 14, I'm like, what the heck? And other people have had 15 and 15 and other things. But the 14 I heard about that first, and I knew there was something about that because I know it's 7-7 and this other side. I'm like, what, Lord, what is this? I finally understand it, I think. It's finally come to me. 14, the 14 and 14 is 14 of the first month, which is this year, of course, the 14th of the first month is Passover. Okay, Passover, and that is April, and that is a super moon. That's why it's big. Okay, the next moon is not technically a super moon. It may be kind of big, who knows, but that's the second month, which is the 14th, and that is second Passover. This is phenomenal, and I have support of this. It looks like second Passover is it, folks, and going into the 11th and then the 13th and stuff, but it starts on the second Passover. This is going to be insane. This is just, I'm still kind of, bleh. Wow. Okay, hopefully you are too, because this is phenomenal. Here we go. Okay, so the 14th day of the second month, being second Passover, is May 7th and 8th. What is this? Again, Obama's standing right here. His foot's over here. Okay, to him, it's a 7 and an 8. The C and the apple make an 8. 7 and 8. May 7th and 8th. I'm telling you, this is it. This is when this stuff starts. And this is when the stuff really starts. 7 and 8 is when the apple rolls. It rolls down this way. And then when it starts hitting the 7, it spells out Hawaii backwards and upside down. And I've shown it in previous videos. I'm not going to do that right now. And then this, on the 8th day, this rolls past the sea and makes an 8 and hits his foot on the 8th day. And that his foot's a submarine and there's other things. So we're going to be attacked. There's going to be attacks on May 8th of different kinds. I'm going to talk about that. But also, of course, like I said, it's second Passover. But now let's go to a couple days later and back to 5/11 or 3/11, whatever you want to call it, depending on what. That's the 17th day. So 3 more days from the 14th day of the second month, which is second Passover. 3 more days, the 17th day of the second month. What is that? That is 2 moons. Look at this. 2 moons. 2 moons. And that is the flood. The 17th day of the second month is described in the Bible as the flood, the days of Noah. The second month, the Bible says the second month and the 17th day. And this ends up being the second month, the 17th day to the false calendar, really. Israel's false calendar, Jewish calendar. That's not God's creation calendar or anything like that. But it doesn't matter. That's what they're basing this stuff on. And God's doing the miraculous stuff on this times as well because he wants to get through to Israel as well. Anyway, so this is crazy. And I wait till you see the next stuff that's coming. Wow. Okay, so again, 2 moons, 2 Passovers. This is insane. I can't even believe I'm saying this. So again, the Passover moon or the April moon is the full pink moon. Are you ready for this? See, this is a pink flower between 2 moons in a sense. This is, woo, gosh, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Okay, and then check this out. The next moon is a flower moon, full flower moon. So you put them together because this guy is right in between the 2 moons. You put these 2 together and you get a pink flower moon. That almost looks like a moon inside. It is crazy. Just soak that in for a second. I still need to. Wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, moving on. This is insane. So then we have also oh my gosh, log BaOmer, however you say it, log BaOmer. Some of these names, log BaOmer is the 33rd day of the Omer. Again, 33, it's crazy. And I want to say something too that just came to my mind. Today, it's 33 days until the first attack, I believe, on May 8th. So you have a 33-day warning. My last video was a 40/30-day warning because it's 40 days until May 11th and it was 30 days till May 1st. And it just so happens, I'm not planning this unless God's planning it in me and I don't even know, and I'm just realizing it. 33 days from today, I'm giving you this, which is April 5th. 33 days from now is May 8th. May 8th, again, is the attack, I believe, on Trumbull-Thinskin, New York. Possibly we're looking at aircraft carriers because Obama's foot is also a submarine. So submarines are going to attack aircraft carriers. Even still, that's not over. It's coming. And we may have the Lincoln at some point when maybe May 1st, May 4th, I don't know, maybe there's going to be some skirmish going on. And then the Lincoln is going to be sent from San Diego across the Pacific towards Hawaii. And that's the scene I've shown where Hawaii is a big tsunami wave and the clouds look like ships. And it's looked like it's coming from the west now that I think about it. So, and I didn't show that in here. Maybe I'll show it in my next video, but I forgot about it. There's so much I have to cover, and this video is going to be already long. There's so many things I just couldn't put in here, but that were really good, and probably some things I forgot. So, log BaOmer, though, the bonfire, basically, the destruction of the old, it's crazy. And look at this. I mean, this is the cult symbol. People think it's Israel. It's not. It's Moloch. It's crazy, but they're looking forward to this day. Okay, Log BaOmer, also Log BaOmer, is the Jewish holiday celebrated on the 33rd day of the counting of the Omer, which occurs on the 18th day of the Hebrew month of Iyar, which is May 11th and through May 12th. Those are the tsunami days I'm saying, okay? And it's fire because it's nuclear torpedoes. And 33rd day of the counting of the Omer, okay? This is crazy, okay? Wow. I got to keep talking because I'm just so stunned by this still. It just blows my mind because all these things are hitting this time. It just, hopefully you see this. I think I'm proving it, but we'll see. Okay, and then last year, I got to show you this stuff from last year. Last year, there was all these fires on Log BaOmer, and it was May 23rd. In fact, I was looking at this 22nd, 23rd possibly being the days because there's so many things attached to this time frame and everything last year, and it was really crazy. But only because it's Log BaOmer, and last year was May 23rd, and this year it's May 11th, or May 22nd, 23rd, and then this year is May 11th through 12th. And there was all these fires that the elite used their energy weapons and caused all these fires. And look, 1,700 fires, right? Well, that was all fake. That was forecasting the next Log BaOmer that's this year, from that year, that things are going to go crazy. And there was also stuff going on here as well in the United States at that time. And that is the 1,700 fires is 17 backwards, which is 71, which is March 11th. And again, March 11th, 3/11, and May 11 is really to the elites, 3/11, because May is the third month to the elites, like I've said, and I'm going to keep saying it. Okay, this is crazy. See how this is all signaling this time? It's really crazy. Okay, let's keep going. Then also, I remember, and I talked about this on May 23rd last year. Again, it's the 23rd. You got 23 candidates, struggle for attention, and it said waiting for Obama. I knew that has to do with his birth. I just knew it. But so I was looking at 22nd, 23rd last year. It's crazy. But it's really pointing to Log BaOmer this year and his birth this year, which is 5/11. It's crazy. So let's keep going here. So 23 is really 32. Okay, Stinky BO is not only 23 because like he wore the jersey when he was in high school playing basketball, 23 because he's Mr. 23. He's also Mr. 32 because it's 23 backwards also. Okay, and again in his presidential portrait right here, this is his legs upside down and backwards. It says 32, and I've shown that in previous videos. And then also, of course, through 32 is, if you decompress 2, it's 1 and 1. So 32 is 3/11. So that's his birth. 32, 23, 3/11 is all the same, okay, to him and to them. Okay, and check this out. Barack Hussein Obama in reverse ordinal is 323, which is May 23rd. Again, May is really the third month to the lead. So again, this all plays for this. And this article in the Atlantic is announcing his birth, but a year early, exactly a year early. It's announcing his birth. I'm telling you. And it's 323. May is the third month, 2-3. This is, wow. Hopefully you get this, because this is just mind blowing and numbing at the same time. Okay, so in this article it says Barack Obama is literally more popular than Jesus among Democrats. You can read the rest. Are you kidding me? And then you say Jesus because it's about the birth of the anti-Messiah. It's about the birth of the false Messiah. So of course they're going to talk about Jesus, and I'm saying it's announcing a birth. You're going to talk about Jesus. You're going to put out Jesus out there. Like Obama said, we don't need no Messiah. That was last year. We don't need no Messiah. Just come save us. Yeah, because he's going to be the false Messiah. He was like, we don't need no Messiah. Give me a break. I mean, if he's not the Antichrist, I'm proving it every video. I'm proving it, and I'm proving it more and more. From 9/9/2017 to May 13th is 978 days. Exactly his name in English gematria, and they use this all the time. I'm gonna show you more. This was staggering. This is the picture in that Atlantic article that had the title above it, and then this information below it. Here he is, look at his little smugness. And again, he's Barack Obama, which Jesus said in Luke 10:18, I see Satan as lightning falling from the heights, or from heaven. And lightning falling from heaven in Hebrew is Barack Obama. I mean, are you kidding me? And this is actually signaling when he's going to be born this year. This picture, and I'm going to show you. And I'm going to use lightning to... He's Mr. Lightning, okay? And lightning's all over the place in different movies, stuff like Shazam. Stuff is about him. All these things are about lightning. I mean, many things I've gone over, and other things. So look at this. That's a moon. Look at this. Moon, March, first moon, first month, March. Second moon, second month, April. Look, third moon's lit up. May, it's right there, his birth, because it's announcing his birth. I showed you this article is announcing his birth. I've shown you. I've decoded this article. Finally decoded from last year. This is it. I know this is it, what this is saying, because there's too many things lining up with this. It makes too much sense. I've been doing this too long and know all these things that are lining up like perfection. And what the Lord's showing me, everything, it's just phenomenal. Again, it's still my guess, but it is going to be a fantabulous guess. Hopefully you've seen this, because I am blowing this out of the park with the Lord, what he's doing. He's doing it all. He's doing it all. Him. I'm just following him the best I can and make mistakes along the way, but I'm so thankful. Hopefully you see this, and you will see it. Mark my words, you will see this. You will see it. Look at this. This is New World, or sorry, I used to saying New World Order, but it's the band World Order that different people are talking about in the last couple of years. It's a Japanese band, I believe, or there's, I think, or South Korean, I think maybe Japanese. But anyway, World Order. Okay, they've got a song called Let's Start World War III. And there they are dancing for the video, Let's Start World War III. Are you kidding me? World Order and World War III. I mean, if they're not Masons, they do all this Mason signaling with their fingers and all this stuff in the video, and they're dancing, just all the symbolism of when they're in this video is crazy. You should check it out just to see what the evil people are doing. And then look at their suits. They are ultraviolet. And again, Stinky B.O., Mr. AC is ultraviolet, because he's going to be indwelt by Lucifer, who is, they consider, of course, light, and ultraviolet is the highest vibration of light. So ultraviolet is shown on his tassel, Obama's tassel in iPad Goat, and he graduates to become from the president, become the Antichrist, and the tassel goes in front, and many other things. He's ultraviolet when the Islander guy, which his head's cut off when he's pulling the ultraviolet bow off the pregnant girl, the Islander girl, and that's a scene in Hawaii. She's pulling bow, that's the pregnancy, and the birth is happening. All this kind of stuff. He's associated with ultraviolet, like I talked about 1,000 times. And then, so here we go. World Order, Let's Start World War III. They published this, just coincidentally, right, on March 11th. Again, March represents the third month, and to the elites, May is really the third month. So, and then it just so happens that my proof that this is all really May is World Order equals, in simple gematria, 132. What's 132? 132 is the 132nd day of the year. Only on a leap year makes it 511, 311. Because again, 511 is 311 to the elites. So are you kidding me? I'm proving it. Bam. Wow. Thank you, Lord. And then check out this. This is another, this is a Japanese band, and they're called XOK. I'm like, that's gematria. I knew that. Wow. And then as soon as I looked at their logo, I'm like, are you kidding me? You know what that is? Do you guys know what that is? It's actually a few things, but I'm just showing you mainly what it is. And then 2 moons. Wow. This album they have is called 2 Moons. They know something. They know something about the breaking out of the cube around the 2 moons. Look, the cube's breaking, and this is the cube sideways. Of course, it's EXO right here, right? But it's a cube. The cube's opening up or breaking up open or something during the 2 moons. And then look at their name, XOK. I knew it was gematria. I knew it. Remember the 55. Okay, and then also XO is 44, which is Stinky BO, and then 11 is the day is going to be born, the 11th day, and then that's also 811. I showed you how 811 is 511 anyway, and then when I showed you with the first letter code in previous videos, look at E and K. First letter codes, E and K, are 5 and 11. 511 or 55. 511 or 55. This is all designed by demons. People can't come up with all this. This is too intricate. And for this to work with all these other things I'm talking about, well, let me go back to all these other things. You can't. Put all these other things in media all over the world. And we're talking about a Japanese band here. And the other ones, either South Korean or Japanese. I cannot remember. World Order. Anyway, I think it's Japanese, but whatever. It's crazy in America and everything, and music and TV and movie. I mean, it's all spiritually done. It's a narrative to bring in this birth to world order, a new world order, which is just crazy. Are you kidding me? Hopefully you see this. Hopefully, see, it's harder for people who are not spiritual to understand this sometimes, but hopefully this evidence just goes, you're going, what? Because you better be, or you're asleep. I'm sorry, but you have got to be asleep. If you can't see the stuff I'm showing you, I try to get the best stuff. I try to make it so clear, try to present it to you the right way, and it is phenomenal, this stuff. And again, a lot of the stuff the Lord's showing me and leading me to, and I'm blown away in the process. I'm just like, there's many days I'm like, Lord, I'm too full. All this stuff's pouring out of me, and I can't hold it all in. It's just too much. And all that. It's crazy. So here we go. Keep going. Now, I just wanted to show any of you that hadn't seen my It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine video. But if you haven't, go watch it. But I'm going to show you the end of it and how amazing it is if you haven't seen it. So let me show you this. So right here, this is the first letter code, like I just showed you with XOK. First letter code is E and X. And, like, for example, Gilbert Godfrey talked about the Golden Gate Bridge. GG and GG is 7777. I mean, that's first letter code. There's so many first letter codes that these elites do, and demons do through people in media and stuff. And this is one of them. So the song, it's, sorry, I had to think for a second. Okay, it's the end. Again, these are the first letters of each word. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Okay, so if you haven't seen this, because only like 5,500 people have watched that video, and I'm not sure, whatever. Okay, but hopefully you haven't seen it, because if you haven't, this is what it is. Okay, ready? That's what the first letter code will actually spells out. And this is what my daughter did. My daughter did this with an app on her phone, and she took the time to do this slow motion capture, or whatever you call it, take off at World War III. Amazing. Oop. I didn't mean to do that. Do that. Okay. Take off at World War III is what that means. And I've broken down that video to some degree, and how these different things they're saying mean this time that's coming and the time we're in right now. It's really crazy. Just check it out. It's called It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine video. And I do a first part which just plays the song, and I highlight certain things, and then I come back and break it down a bit. There's far more going on that I didn't even talk about, but I want to make this main point of this first letter code, and that's what they do all the time. And so this is about the rapture. And in fact, he mentions the rapture the reverend and the right. Right. Okay, it means the righteous are leaving in the rapture, and it says rapture and everything. And then this first letter code actually means it's a complete full anagram. Exactly, it's amazing. There's no way this could work out. It's impossible. The possibility of this is off the charts. It's just not possible. Take off at World War III, and again, it mentions an airplane. Starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. And I showed the whole phrase, Lenny Bruce is not afraid, is a message as well. And each thing, it's a big earthquake that happens on 5/11 because of the tsunamis, all these earthquakes are going to go off. The airplane is taking off at World War III. Birds and snakes has to do with the flu and the CV virus. Anything. It's crazy. So anyway, going on. Okay, and then here's an iPad goat. There's so many things going on here that are talking about, and I haven't mentioned some of the obvious things lately that I've seen in the past because I'm trying to find hidden things. For example, there's smokestacks on the back. I've talked about how this is actually ash coming down. It's and then these smokestacks here might be from burning bodies and stuff. Or it could just be destruction. But that's what's going on here. There's so many things going on here. And like I showed in the XOK thing, is breaking out of the cube. This is the cube, and this is the goat, or the God of all things, GOAT, God of all things, or the greatest of all time, like Michael Jordan was 23, and all this stuff. God of all things, goat. In fact, it says here 666 on the barcode because he's the goat. He's also represents the goats that are people as well. The goats and the sheep. Also, right here when these dice fall down, or these die that fall down, they eventually turn to gold and white right here, but when they come down, they're red and white, and the red is the sacrificial goat, the white is the scapegoat. It's in the Bible in the Old Testament with Aaron and doing the sacrifice of the scapegoat or letting the scapegoat go, and then sacrifice the sacrificial goat, and that's red and white. So it represents many things. Again, iPad is very multi-layered, but I want to show you something here about 5/11 because I've seen this in different ways. And so right here, this is Hawaii. This mound right here, down here under the G, this mound is Hawaii, and then this goat's head goes like this, three different ones, and because it's a hurricane going over Hawaii as well, which begins this process. But also over here, you see the 11 in the snow. That's 11, and then this is a W upside down on this mound right here. I can't put this point all the way down. That's a W upside down. W is 23. 2 plus 3 is 5, so we have 11-5 or 5-11 backwards. Right here, boom. There's so many of them in here. Now I'm gonna show you this. I've also shown this scene where this has this is the princess. What do you call it? The Diamond Princess right here. This has to do with the scene in Wuhan. This is the hospital in Wuhan. This is Wu right here spelled out, and I show how it says Wu, and I've shown this how it says Wu, and then backwards and upside down it says Han backwards, HAN, Wuhan. And that has to do with the virus as well. But there's also, and I've shown how it says 9/11 there as well. This is a time. I'm showing this for the first time. It actually says 5/11 as well. So right here you have 1 in dark lines, and then light in the snowdrift. You have 5/11 right down there. I'm just showing you two examples so you can see before I mark it up and show you and after. 5/11 right there, boom, and that's when the United States is ripped apart. The flagpole's right here. The United States is ripped apart right there. See, 5/11 ripped apart, and then again right here on this flag, right here, or this part of the flag is one star. There's all these stars here, and one star is on here. That one star is because on 5/11 Hawaii will be completely destroyed, never to come back. I pray that there'll be, and I prayed for years that there'll be survivors in Hawaii, especially people in the higher elevations probably. And I'm warning all you in Hawaii right now, get to higher ground or get out of there, whatever you have to do. I'm telling you, 5/11 is massively huge for this possibility of, and it's a little bit after 9 p.m. at night. And that's shown on iPad Go, like I said, literally shown a little bit after 9 on the clock. That's shown by the island and everything. I've shown that many times in the past. But see this 5/11. This is one star ripped off, and I believe how could you destroy one out of the 50 states in just one moment? And that would be Hawaii with a tsunami. okay? And right here, see what's flying right there? This is a massive tsunami wave. And this is a shark's mouth right here. You have a shark right here as well. This also represents the shark, I believe the shark, I'm sorry, the submarine, a submarine is a Kula class shark submarine is Russian subs. That is a shark mouth with an eye. This is a massive tsunami. Also hitting New York. You have the towers over here. But it's actually the Statue of Liberty, and above that, because it's got breasts and a tablet, and above that is the One World Freedom Tower. And anyway, I've got that cut off here, but whatever. And that's the tsunami representing both Hawaii, because this flag is one star with Hawaii flying over this tsunami thing right here. It's many things, but anyway, I wanted to show you how it shows 511 as well as a few other things. So, boom, back to 511. Okay, also, we have Lily. She's in the center of, also, like I said, and we're going to take her upside down and show this on the wall back here. So I'm going to show you what this, I believe, is showing on the wall back here, okay? Again, it's multi-layered, so this meant previous years. In fact, in 2018, this also had something to do with getting out of JCPOA, and I'm going to show that to you in a second. And that originally was founded by J.K. Bugout. He found several things in here, and he's the one that originally share that this is many timelines and things, and I just still give him credit, although I don't agree with him on certain things, and we have issues on stuff and everything, and he won't talk to me. Of course, he thinks I've stole things from him, and I haven't given enough credit and all that. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, I still give him credit on a lot of things, and I have, and it's just kind of sad when people can be that petty. It's too bad. It's really too bad. So I still believe he's awesome as far as what he's done. And I'm thankful for the things he's shown, and I've taken it from there in my own way with the Lord and what the Lord Jesus has shown me with Rapture, with all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so this is upside down is a message in here, and I'm going to show you that in a second here. But he's originally shown how this was January, February, March, April, of course. April represented by the rabbit, of course, Easter, and then May is in here, okay, and I'm thankful for his understanding of that. Now, I think I know what this means for this year. Okay, so I'm going to show it upside down now. So right here you have, I'm going to show you just right here, again, there's, we're going to go backwards on here because I got to show some stuff backwards. Because that's how they do things. They show things backwards, and they're really meant to be forward, but they're backward and everything. So you got January, February, March, April. And April this year is 2 ears, is one, and then this year's got white and pink, so it's 1, 2. April 12th is Easter this year, 1, 2. And this 1 right here is touching the leaf. I can't bring this pointer all the way down, but see how it's touching the leaf at the very bottom there, the tip of his ear. And that ear is 1, so that's 1. That's May 1. This is May over here. This is May, and that's May 1. That leaf that's touching the ear. Okay, that's May 1 because it's connected to all these vines and stuff right here. That's May 1 down there, okay, at the tip of the Easter ear, the Easter bunny ear, okay? Now, I'm going to show you this. This is crazy. This is phenomenal. Okay, so we have the 3 months, and we have April, represented by the rabbit. And then this is, again, the one, the leaf that's touching the ear down here, all the way down there. I can't quite touch it. That's May 1st, and then on this, that's when it begins. And these vines, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this the fourth one is this one right here from that side. Fourth one, which makes an A. So I'm saying that's May 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, May 4th. I'm talking about May 4th, 5-4 or Super Bowl 54. There may be something have to do with an A. Maybe it's the first letter to something. I don't know. That might happen on 5-4. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And then when you add these all up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 right here. Also, if you don't count the leaf that's outside, but just the one that's inside, it's 7. So 7 makes this dot in the eye of Hawaii. See, this is Hawaii. H-I. Anyway, H-I. I can't point with this pointer. That's annoying. H-I is what this shows now. That's why I have it highlighted in yellow, or drawn out in yellow here. That's H-I. And again, also, the seventh day would also be I. I'm sorry. This would be the 8th day, and the 8th day is an I, which could be Iran. And that was 5/8, 2018 was when Trump got out of JCPOA. Okay, And this is an example of him talking. This is in the whitehouse.gov or whatever. And then this was issued on May 8th. Again, we have May 8th. The exact number of leaves. This is the 8th one from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is dots the I for Iran. See that? And it also makes HI because that's going to be an attack on Hawaii on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day, not including this one over here. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's what I'm saying. So, and then that was crazy because he exactly put it out there on 2:13 Eastern Daylight Time. And 2:13 East Coast, not only is that way of scrambling up 132, which 132nd day of the year is May 11th, it's also, if you go to the one time frame or one time zone over to Central, it's 113. Okay, you go over 2 more over to the Pacific, and it's 11th. Am I saying that right? Yeah, 1113 to 1113. I mean, it just keeps going. Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. And literally with daylight time, you go all the way over to Hawaii and it's 913. But anyway, I'm not getting all that. So, but that's the point. So I'm showing you again here that Hawaii, if this is the 7th leaf inside this little border here, that's when Hawaii will have lava and things. That's why I think it says Hawaii. That's 5-7. And then 5-8 is also an attack as well. But anyway, so just showing you that. And then over here, I think this is also showing. So we have 8, possibly have this, the I, basically the I is 9. This line in the H is 10. And then Hawaii makes the 11. So we have an attack on Hawaii on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't point to this base of the I, 9, 10, 11. And then somehow this is the 13. 1 and 3 or something, and this is the portal right here possibly, or something like that. Something like that. I'm not completely sure on all of this, but it's sticking out in different things. So we'll see what happens. It's as far as this exact timing, but I'm saying these things already, that these things would happen on these different days. Okay, boom, keep going. And then, like I've mentioned before, this is an attack on the president. Okay, again, it's not only, this is reminiscent of Lincoln being shot in the back of the head. This is shooting him. You see the chalk representing like a shot to the back of the head. He's like, ooh, he gets hit. And this is how Lincoln, we've heard how Lincoln got shot. And on this side of the head of this, behind this ear and all this stuff right here, this is exactly a depiction of Lincoln being shot. So I believe submarine's going to hit the Lincoln, okay, on 5-8, okay, as well as Trumple Thinskin, because he is D. He is Donald. That's why there's a D on there. Not because it's a dunce cap, because you don't need to put a D on a dunce cap. Have you ever seen that's an old thing, but you ever seen on any depiction of a dunce cap, do you see a D on it? They just know what it is. It's just a cap. It's not you put a D on it because that represents, again, another president, a dead president, D being shot in the head. And again, not only that, is Trumple Thinskin, Donald is 45th Prez. 4 + 5 is 9, and then Lincoln, the Lincoln aircraft carrier, which Donald Trump is also the old Lion King, and the Lincoln is Lion King. Lincoln, Lion King is the number 72. CVN 72 is the Lincoln aircraft carrier, Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, and that's 72, which is 7 + 2 is 9. So that's the 99. They're both going to be attacked on that day. Is what I'm saying. The 50, it's the hold on, the 129th day of the year, which breaks down to 1119. I'm gonna show that in a second here. But look, in the shark, as I've seen in the past, there's clearly, there's other things in here I'm not gonna get into, like this 1, 2, 3 and different stuff. But right here, there's clearly a 5 upside down and backwards. I'm gonna show you, and this confirms what I've been saying. There's a 5 upside down and backwards in the shark's mouth, and in the teeth, there are 8 teeth. So that's 5-8, because the teeth are going to get him. And his teeth are open, sharp, ready, and that's on the 8. So we have 5-8, which is May 8th. And again, I've shown that in my last video. If you haven't watched my part 1, please watch that, as far as just laying out the different days and some evidence of that as well. So that's 129th day, which is also 5-8 or 3-8. 3 is coded as well on that, and I'm going to show 3-8 soon again. and that's the 129th day, which decompresses into 2, and the 129 decompresses into 1119. Trump assassinated Trump, President Trump murdered President Trump's. Okay, anyway, get the point here. We'll read it. Now I'm going to go back to the Future, or Back to the Future. This guy, the writer for Back to the Future, Bob Gale, admitted that Biff Tannen is based on Donald Trump. Literally, he did. The writer for Back to the Future, Bob Gale. Okay, it's fact. Okay, so, and see how there's a lot of similarities. There's so many. It's just crazy. I mean, literally a casino owner and all that kind of stuff. It just, there's so much to this. Okay, but what my point of this is, not only is he Back to the Future, and I showed you how Back to the Future is, the time is 88, is 511, all that stuff. He's Mr. 58, and I've shared this in past videos, but I'm going to add some more stuff with the stuff I've already shared, so you get an idea why he's Mr. 58, or May 8th. Or another reason why he's 58, because he's the trumpeter for Stinky BO. He's the messenger. His name, John Trump, means Donald means world ruler. John is messenger, like John the Baptist. And then John also means other things about God and everything too. But I'm going to say, and then Trump is trumpet. So he's the world ruler, messenger, trumpet. He's trumpeting the Antichrist, Stinky BO, who's really running everything and telling him what to do right now, even now. Because he's all part of it. I want to prove it. I've proved it many times. I want to prove it again. He's Mr. 58, and also he's Mr. 58 because Stinky BO's age right now is 58. Okay, Beelzebutthead, the king of the buttheads, the 44th Prez, is Mr. 58. He is 58 right now, and he'll be the AC before he's 59. While he's 58, this is why this is all, the whole reason why this is. This is crazy. Okay, I'm going to prove it to you. Okay, so in Futurepedia, which is about all things about Back to the Future, about timing and stuff, if you're not sure about something about Back to the Future, look up Futurepedia and you'll see things. For example, in 1958, okay, so remember it was 1955 when they went back in the DeLorean. The first time Marty McFly went back to 1955 in the past, saw his parents and everything and messed everything up. Okay, but it said here, 3 years later, that they tracked all this. On March 28th, technically, Biff Tannen turns 21. Now remember, 21. He's 21 years old. Remember, 2-1. Again, Stinky BO is 12 as well, or 2-1 backwards. Okay, he's 12 because 1 plus 2 is 3. Or his birthday was August 4th. 8 plus 4 is 12. Again, then 1 plus 2 and 12 is 3. He is 3. They're going from 9 to 3. He is 3. He is 12. Okay, and the use. I forgot to do the gematria for Gray's Sports Almanac. It's crazy. He uses Gray's Sports Almanac to successfully bet on horse race and make his first millions. And that was in 1958. He's Mr. 58 because he is Donald Trump. Remember. And then 1985 was the alternate reality in the future where he became the Donald Trump figure right here. Okay, so look, 58 and 85 makes him Mr. 58. 85 is backwards. 58. More. Okay, and then look, he's also Donald Trump because in Back to the Future, Marty McFly, when he's old, he looks like, in fact, there's an interview on Kimmel tonight, late night, what do we call it? Late night with Kimmel, whatever. I can't think of his name now. Anyway, you all know, where he basically says, yeah, you look like Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, he is. And then he gets a fax, and on his TV, he's fired. You're fired. And Donald Trump made that famous, of course, because that's all recycled information. Because they're all part of the same group in the club, and his hair looks like his and everything. It's crazy. Okay, are you kidding? Seriously, I hope you get this, because it's all works together. All these messages work together for what's coming. I'm going to prove it more and more. It's a wonderful leap. Quantum Leap, the series, on May 10th, 1958, showed basically, and I've seen this episode, where he's driving a cab, and in the cab is Trump and his father, and Trump is 12 years old. Again, he's 12. Again, he's the trumpeter for Stinky BO, the real 12, or 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, and that was in 1958. It's just phenomenal. And it aired on April 1st. See this? April 1st. April to the least is the second month. March is the first month. So it aired on April 12th, which is 1-2. 12. Are you getting this? And then it was 1992. 9-2 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 19 is really 1, and that's 12. 12, 12. I mean, seriously, which is also 33. But anyway, 12, they're showing 12. It is Stinky BO. And look at this, 8.5 stars, 58 backwards. I mean, there's so many things in all this. It just goes and goes. And then check it out. Why May 10th? Well, because Trump's mother was born on May 10th. And by the way, Trump's mother was Mary Ann McLeod of the Clan McLeod. Trump is also the Highlander. All the Highlander series, movies, and TV shows are the McLeods. And Trump is the McLeod. Trump's mother was a McLeod. And it's all about the Highlander that's going to go down to 1, which eventually is the Antichrist, but he is the one who brings it about. It's crazy. He's also Scottish and all this. It's just crazy. And that's the same as well as my twin boys that were born on May 10th. Last year, they were born on May 10th, which is really May 1. So what this is showing here in this date is May 1 and May 8th. May 1 and May 8th. So 1958, which is 5-8. And then May 1st, which is really 5-1. 5-1 of May 8th, which is parts of his birth as well. This is crazy. Okay, hopefully you see this. Here's another thing, if you don't know about this. This is a series called Track Down that was for 3 years. Way back in 1958 was an episode called The End of the World. And this guy here was named Trump. And I have a video on that. You can go back. It's 60 years of predictive programming with using Donald Trump. And I might even include it in this. I try to remember to include it in the description box. But literally, this guy says, I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate. And his name is Trump. And this is 60 plus years ago. Crazy. Okay, crazy. Again, this is all planned. Trump's not your friend. If you believe in Trump, he's not your friend. I'm proving it. Here's more proof. Trump marries First Lady at 58. He married her at, or him, whatever it is. Trump marries, and whatever he is, Trump marries First Lady at 58. And it's First Lady because he's a trumpeter of the First Lady. The First Lady would really be the effeminate Barack Hussein Obama. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. This is coming from the Lord showing me what this all really is. It's crazy. He's also had the 58th presidential inauguration. Mr. 58, who is going to be attacked on 5/8, May 8th. I'm saying it's my grand guess, but this is incredible what I have right now. It's just off the charts here. Okay, next. Elected president 58 years after 1958. That's all massive coincidence. These are all massive coincidences. Off the charts, ridiculous, and you can't believe them, right? No. Okay. All right, so the Trump Tower, 58 stories in Trump Tower. How about this? Trump Tower is 664 feet high. Does it remind you of something? Like, why isn't it 666? I figured out the riddle. Because it's missing 2 foot. And 2 foot is 58. So if you add the 2 foot, 666 feet tall. So they're missing the 2 foot because of the 58. Add one more 58. And again, he is the devil's advocate. He is the devil's advocate. And so far as that, even this lady, this actress, notice how I covered her up. Oh, that's a little funny in that one. Okay, this actress, Deborah Monk, literally her birthday is February. Her actual birthday, the actual actress who plays the psycho lady that is behind behind Satan and and is manipulating this character's wife in the movie Devil's Advocate. And she is so evil, and it shows even that she's possessed by spirits. Really crazy. Again, Devil's Advocate, and that's what Trump is. He's a Devil's Advocate. He's promoting Barack Hussein Obama, which is Beelzebub Butthead, the Lord of the Buttheads. Okay, but Deborah Monk, her actual birthday is February 17th, which is the 58th day of the year. Can you believe that? And then even she, her name, Deborah Monk, is 38 in 3 of the 4 base ciphers. I'm not going to show the other ones because it's getting pretty crowded right here, as you can see. But Deborah Monk is 38 of the 4 base ciphers of gematria. She is 38 in 3 of them. Okay, and 38, what is 38? The 3rd month, the 8th day, which is May 8th. So I'm showing you everything about 5/8, May 8th, and how Trump is. He's the devil's advocate. He is all this stuff. And that's when I'm guessing, that's my best guess on all the information I see, that he's going to be attacked in New York somehow, maybe possibly even at Trump Tower on May 8th. Crazy. Okay, now here he is doing the 666 sign that he does all the time. The little, look, he's doing the 666 hand sign all the time. People don't even know. I mean, if you support him, wow, you need to wake up. And this is your wake-up call. And if you haven't woken up by now, you will find out on May 8th that this is right. This is my grand guess. Okay, here. Now look, he says, President Trump announced Thursday that he would go kiss the USNS Comfort goodbye on Saturday, as the White House confirmed he would travel to Norfolk, Virginia to watch the hospital ship set sail to New York City. Now this is really deep. I can't analyze all the things he does because there's so many things like this. I mean, doing the 66. And this kissing goodbye. And notice kiss is in quotes. See this kiss? This is all... Again, I've showed many times how news articles in quotes are gematria. It's really crazy. Now watch this. Are you ready for this? This is bam crazy. Okay, this is crazy, especially if you're awake. Kiss is 5/8. Simple gematria. Because he's Mr. 58, like I've said. And so he's saying kiss the USNS Comfort goodbye. There's more. This is the comfort that he's going to kiss goodbye, right? Okay, now look. Kiss also in Jewish ordinal is 55, which represents, like I showed you, 511, because 5 times 11 is 55. You have twin attacks that are going to happen. These are on both coasts. You have the comfort and the mercy on each coast. When these tsunamis happen on 511, which is programming, it's showing you, I'm trying to show you, please, share this video. I'm telling you, people are going to die. I'm telling you. And if you're in Hawaii, get out or get to high ground. Eventually it's going to happen. I absolutely guarantee it. I'm showing you the possibility of this time frame being these days on 5/11. And these 2 ships, just like I believe the aircraft carriers that are shown in iPad Goat, that I've found in iPad Goat, are going to sink because guess what? He's kissing comfort goodbye. And that is not only your comfort, but it's the comforter. It's the comforter. The Bible talks about the comforter being taken away. That is the bride of Christ being taken away. That is the 144 being taken away. The comforter being taken away so the Antichrist can be revealed. That's what it says, the comfort. And guess what? The other one is mercy. God's mercy is going to be kissed goodbye, be taken away to start the tribulation. Is this all coincidence? No, it's not. Comfort and mercy. And they're going to be attacked. Twin attacks, like I said, the twins. Mark my words, this will happen. It will. I absolutely guarantee it will happen. And I'm not saying I know exactly when, but this may hit exactly. I may have it completely and have it all solved. We will see. But watch this. This is what it's showing on the 2015 Economist magazine. Down in the bottom corner of the Economist magazine 2015 is 2 arrows, 2 attacks. And check it out. I think I know now why it says 11.5 and 11.3, because they're both the same day. Twin attacks, 2 arrows, just like I've shown right there. 2 arrows to attack on basically the 11th day of the 5th month is May. The 11th day of the 3rd month to the least is May. 11.5, 11.3. Look at this. Right here. Attacks. Boom. And look at it. This is Alice in Wonderland. There's the Cheshire Cat, Alice in Wonderland. How does that equate? I wonder. All these images all equate to Stinky B.O. And I'm going to just show you a few right now, but it's crazy. Watch this. The USNS Comfort is 978. Remember what I showed you earlier? And the Alice in Wonderland is 978. And even remember I showed you 32 and 23, but 23 is 978. In fact, you can even say 320 and take away the 0, and it's still 32. 978, because it's all Stinky BO, Barack Hussein Obama, in his birth, finally, 978 days later, after Jupiter was birthed out of Virgo on 9/9/2017, and that's the birth of the man-child and the bride of Christ. I'm sorry, the bride of Christ, which is also the man-child. It's just a male, a masculine representation of the bride of Christ and a feminine representation of the body of Christ. And then Stinky BO, I call him so many things because I can't stand this guy because he's Satan incarnate. He will be. Okay, very horrible. And he's moving all this stuff. He is behind all this stuff behind the scenes, even now, and he has been for a while now. Okay, and so remember here, he gets shot in the back of the head, but it's not only showing, I believe, 5'8". I'm sure what's also showing on Bush's head. And okay, so in his hair, this is water. This is a tsunami. Do you see this water? This is a tsunami wave. This might be tsunami wave West Coast, and this is probably tsunami wave East Coast. Not probably, it probably is. Okay, boom, tsunami waves, water. And then look at this. This is S-E-E. Do you see that? This is an E, distorted E, and then E. S-E-E. This is the C. Okay, this is how they do it. Now, if this was an A right here instead of an E, or so let's say it said S-E-A, people might see that and then realize, okay, this is tsunamis on the sea. Oh no, and then, but they make it so it's more hidden by putting S-E-E because it sounds like it. Again, this is the English language, created by Lucifer, the devil, okay? The English language is all designed for gematria, for all this stuff, and it's completely evil. So we have multiple meanings for the same thing so they can cast spells on people and all kinds of stuff. So S-E-E sounds like S-E-A. Also, this is showing you when this is going to happen because this is West Coast and East Coast. Probably more in here I don't even see. But this is also 5 because 5 looks like S. Also, again, they hide their stuff through things that look like other things. This is also 5, and we have 11. 1, 1, 5, 11 is the tsunami waves I'm saying Hawaii. This is, look at this, cresting like this. Look at that, it's water. Look, tsunami waves, 511. Being hit, boof, right here. See, I'm telling you, this is phenomenal stuff, people. This is crazy. And then, so remember, C, S-E-E, remember this? Well, here we go. Luke 21:25, the coming of the Son of Man. And there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Like I'm saying, and I've said, and they have been for years, like the Revelation 12 sign. And on the earth was distress of nations, like the moons. On the earth, distress of nations and perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves. Again, sea is oceans. It's just their terminology on that, but we know it really means oceans. Okay, the oceans, not the little seas everywhere. It's the oceans, of course. And here's another one from the Old Testament that has to do with this completely. Jeremiah 51:42. The sea has come up on Babylon. She is covered with its tumultuous waves. Am I not showing you this? I'm just begging. I'm begging the ones who don't see, who can't see, who just refuse not to see. Please be open. Please be open to this possibility and adjust what's coming. They are locking things down in stages because this is going to happen. And I think the biggest reason is because they're also using World War III as a reason. They're already hinting to that. Trump is. Different people are hinting that World War III in Iran is about to hit and all this kind of stuff. But also, what a lot of people, most 99.99999% of people don't realize is that the innocent children are going to be taken. And they need lockdown because parents around the world are going to freak out. And this is your warning of that. And if you don't believe in the raptures or whatever, your evidence of the rapture that happened is children will be gone. Like in the movie Childhood's End and a lot of different things out there and in the Bible. And I'll have links in the description box to show you how it's in the Bible all over the place. If you doubt it, if you think, oh, you don't know the Bible and whatever. I've been studying for 30 years. I know Greek and Hebrew. I know a lot of different things. I'm not saying I'm all in or anything like that. I'm humble. I'm thankful the Lord has given me what he's given me, and he's all that. He is all that. But he's just telling me to tell you what's coming because you need to know. And then guess what? If you don't believe it, it'll happen, and then you will see that Jesus showed you ahead of time. And that'll be a massive evidence to you that he's real. Because this stuff will happen. It absolutely will happen. Because it's predictably programmed everywhere. Everywhere. So, anyway, I'm just telling you that. I wish the best for every one of you, and I just thank you. Again, the stars mean nothing on here. Because inevitably I'm going to get someone say, those stars, that's upside down, that's, they're red, and they're, that's evil, that's pagan stuff, Lucifer. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's just crazy. I'm literally just picked a picture to say thank you. Just having fun with it anyway. So thank you for your help. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for sharing this video. Please, I beg you by the mercies of God to share this video. I think I'm really onto something. Again, this is my grand guess, but however, this is phenomenal stuff. And I got more stuff I have to get out, but I don't know if I'm going to get it out. And who knows if the internet's going to be shut down soon. Eventually that'll happen. I mean, it's going to happen right before it. They're not going to let people communicate what actually happened, that people disappeared and children disappeared. And eventually people will know children disappeared, but they're going to have to come out with their narrative about the aliens and what the aliens did with them. You'll see. I'm not just making this up. I'm not doing this for my good health. I'm not putting this stuff on for just to look good or whatever. In fact, most people can't stand the idea of dates and everything. I never liked this mission. I never wanted this mission, but I'm doing it for the Lord because it's what He wants me to do. And for you, all you religious people that have been plaguing me for, thousands of comments over the years, you will see the deliverance of the Lord. You will see the goodness and the mercy of God in all this stuff and what He's showing me to show you in the enemy's plans. And that was all His mercy. Other people have other ministries. My ministry has been to show this and in different ways because that's what the enemy's doing. Ephesians 5:11. Look it up. Read it. Internalize it. Realize that there are people set apart to do this kind of stuff, to show the enemy's plans. And get over yourself. Give it over your ultra-religious self. Because I'm at peace. I'm with the Lord. I'm concerned about everybody else. And there's also the watchmen. I mean, are you familiar with that at all? Watchmen are called at, look it up if you don't know what that is. What a watchman's required to do when they see evil coming, the blood's not on my hands. It's not on my hands. I've done everything I can to warn at my own peril in different ways, at my own attacks by the enemy in many ways, by people I know, by all kinds of stuff. It's all going to be worth it. Thank God. I am so thankful. I'm saying this with just purity of my heart for people and my concern for their lives and my concern to follow the Lord at any cost because He did something for me. He did greatness for me and my family and you. He died for all of us, but we just need to come to Him and accept Him and live for Him and do His will instead of our own. And our lives will turn around. And I guarantee you, if you go to Him and you ask Him for help, He will help you. You put your life down and take up His life, and He will help you. He will heal you of your addictions. He will heal you of your broken heart. Guaranteed. So I thank you. I'll leave it at that. I just moved for people. I really am. So I thank you. And if you're able to give it all, even though I think we have very little time left, I still need, thank God I was able to take care of, just take care of our rent, just because I don't want to leave my landlord holding the bag. I could just sit in this house until it happens. And I didn't want to do that to him. And I wanted to be a better example and everything. So I wanted to be able to pay him rent. I owe him that for the goodness that he's been to our family with this place that we live in and all that. But I still need food. Need some food until that day. So any that can give, there's a PayPal link in the description box. I appreciate it big time. My family appreciates it. And that's it. I mean, I don't need anything else. I just need some for food until then. For 33 more days or whatever it is, 35, 36 for the 511, whatever. So thank you so much. And thanks for watching. And please share this video. I beg you. This is Exalted Lamb 1. Over and out.